Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where last episode we had a bit of a mishap with this army. It's fine. It's under control. It's fine. We're at this point though needing another military leader to run this army. We can't drill it at the moment because our military power is not high enough. So that's noted. We can invest in ideas. Is this a good time to do so? That's a strong economic idea to invest in. Yeah, this is a really good idea. We should absolutely do this. Production efficiency plus 10% and goods produced modifier plus 10%. It's insane. So we're making 20.83 right now. Well, 20.82 according to this, but 20.83 according to this tooltip. Rounding errors. But let's grab this. Boom. And that also gave us shock damage received minus 5%. That's cute. And at this point, 24.45. That was a 25% increase in our income. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. So at this point, we're at 122 out of 121 on our land force limit. We could probably exceed our land force limit if we really wanted to. Are we currently making an additional ship here? Yes, we are. Okay. So that seems fine. That's now in here for now. And this unit here is still waiting on a couple of additional infantry units, and actually one infantry unit and one cavalry. Okay, that seems fine. So they entered into a military coalition against us. That's not terribly surprising. We're chilling right now. There's not too much for us to do at the moment, so this is fine. We could give either our ruler or our heir military command here. Is that a good idea? Our ruler is very mediocre. Our heir is slightly over middling. I like that missionary strength. I don't like the minus 10% modifier to our taxes. I'm kind of thinking about giving our ruler military command, but that does mean that we're going to have more elections here. As of right now, that's not a problem. Okay, we have a good plurality here. We do not have a majority of the electors, so we need to keep that in mind. But we do have a plurality of electors, so that's not really an issue. I think I'm going to go ahead and give our ruler military command here, and we'll get drilling. Our ruler's probably going to die, but that's fine. So that seems okay for the moment, and right now, our next thing that we need to do, I think, is we need to grab this maritime idea. So this is fine, but it's not the biggest of deals. So we'll take that right now, and that'll be good. So we've got this fleet over here, and we're currently working on getting a few additional heavy ships over here. So it looks like we have 4 additional queued up here, so that should be fine. That looks good. The question that we need to ask at this point, are we ready to expand our backline more? I'm looking at supply limits right now, and I mean, the supply limits are pretty decent. Not up over this way, but I don't know. The problematic part about that is we're going to be exceeding our land force limit, and that's already costing us 2 ducats per month, right? So that's going to be painful, for sure. And we want to bring this, ideally, up to 27. It's a lot. What do we got going on here? Oh, this event. So we're going to lose 50 admin power, and there's a 25% chance that we're going to lose the stability from it. Okay, we just lost the admin power. That's something, anyway. We'll celebrate a festival, and it's fine. Okay, what do we currently... Ooh, diplomatic power. Yes. We'll take that. What do we currently have going on in our... I saw something here. Yes. Base tax in Mon. That's right. We needed to work on this. So that means that we need to spend 100 and probably like 145, 146, something like that over here in Mon. And this is going to be admin power. So that's going to take us a couple months before we can get one more base tax there. And then we'll have to do another one about 8 months after that. It'll be a little less than that, actually. Like 6 months, 5 months, somewhere around there. That's fine. We can get that done right about now. So there's one completed, and then we're going to have to do a couple more. So let's look at province improvements. Workshops. Here's a good one. Excellent. And then manufactories. We can work on some of these manufactories. We can build one in Spoleto. Let's get that going. So that'll be absolutely wonderful. That's a good use of our money, and I want to get these grouped together for sure. We don't have an admiral here right now. We might want to consider getting one, and that's a good admiral. Okay. I like it. So we're getting some decent navies going here. That's absolutely fine. We can gain a mercantilism. It's okay. So as of right now, the only thing that we're really working on doing is we want to get this upgrade going here. But we have a lot of people very, very angry at us right now, and that's definitely a concern. So we have to chill, and we have to be projecting strength at this moment. We have to look more powerful than we are. So do we want this admin power, or do we want the ducats here? To be honest, I think admin power is more valuable to us than ducats at this point in the game. So we're going to invest that into admin power, which will allow us to do that, which will allow us to immediately finish the estate agenda, which is very good. No doubt about that. That's phenomenal. So that's looking good for now, and we can continue to potentially add privileges here. Oh, Mesopotamia left the military coalition against us. So that's a big deal. Where's Mesopotamia? I'm looking in Mesopotamia here, and I'm like, I don't see a Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia is up here. That is not in Mesopotamia. Okay, that's fine. So at this point, they're at 24 for the aggressive expansion. Okay, so they're out of the coalition, and now Crete has left. I think they're all going to leave now. Or maybe this is just ones that are... Yeah, these are kind of just outskirts ones, aren't they? I don't think they're all going to leave yet. Ooh, printing press in Firenze. That's a very big deal. We need to definitely be fostering that, which means we want to probably boost our stability. Okay, it's actually spreading in our Italian provinces. Well, if it's actually spreading in our Italian provinces, the question is how quickly. 31% in Rome? Okay, it's actually spreading reasonably quickly here. That means we should save up money for adoption of printing press. That's going to be a very big deal. So, favors for ducats? No, I don't want to give you ducats. We want our ducats. So that's all looking good for now. I do want to be thinking about expanding our backline, perhaps just up to 5 at this point. Our army force limit is still 122. I would really like that to come up some. But we can also start thinking about getting these guys promoted up, because we're making a lot of money. But I think at this moment, our biggest priority is adoption of printing press. So I think we should bank money until that's done, and then we can start thinking about it. Okay, we can seize land here, and let's do it immediately. And then we can set an agenda. What do we got? Religion in Roma is Jewish. That's actually doable. Okay, that's interesting for sure. Let's go for that. So at this point, we're waiting for this to finish, which will be only a little while longer. That'll be March of next year. So that's fine. We've only got the one missionary, so that'll be okay. We'll send him into Rome next, which will be a very good thing to convert. I'd be delighted to have that happen. Portugal now has a coffee boom. Good job, Portugal. Okay, I want to see what we've got going on for our spread in Italy here, a printing press. Okay, that's looking very good. So it's now in Siena. We can embrace this very soon. I'm not sure if we want to embrace it very soon, but we'll be able to embrace it very soon. Okay, so that seems phenomenal. We don't have an estimate yet of how much this is going to cost, although it's going to be a lot. No doubt about that. But once it spreads in some of these areas, it will definitely improve matters. Parallel authority, huh? We'll side with the merchants. So Khuzestan has left the military coalition against us. This is on 12 January. So that means that they just had their month tick happen, and there goes Georgia as well. Anyone else? I'm looking for the whole coalition to fall apart. But it hasn't happened yet. So if we look at, like, Cilicia here. So they're in the coalition against us, and they have 47 from their AE. Or from our AE, rather. Who's the leader of the coalition? Can we see who the leader of the coalition is by going to our diplomacy? Hang on. So if we go here, target of the coalition of Achaia, are they the leader of the coalition? They might be. So that would be these guys up over here. And they're only at 36 AE. So yeah, I think that coalition will be falling apart soon. Looks like they never decided to pull the trigger on it. And it's just getting worse for them at this point. So there's Medina converted, and now we need to do Rome. So that'll take 92 months. Do we have 92 months here? This is going to be expiring on 1585. Oh, we've got lots of time. Okay, we have like 19 years to do this. So that'll be okay. So we'll get working on Rome, and what's the unrest there? 0. Due to recent uprising. It's going to be like 15 once that recent uprising goes away. So that's going to be exciting. Sure, that's fine. So at this point, I want to check in on our institution spread. This should be very soon at this point, right? Yeah, we're going to be able to start seeing the actual amount that this is going to cost us very, very soon. But we're seeing significant spread, particularly in Pisa and Rome. I think we definitely want to wait until it's spread in Rome before we adopt this, but it's going to be close. So we could think about boosting our stability to increase our institution spread. We are maxed on our admin ideas at this point. And we are still 4 years ahead of time here. We need to embrace printing press, though. That absolutely needs to happen. Okay, we just reached a new level of army professionalism. That's neat. And this is at 92.5 in Pisa. Rome is at 74. That's going up fast. Wow. How much is that getting per month? Because that's getting a lot. That's like 2.4% per month. Wow. Okay, that's cool. So innovativeness, the rabbis would be sad. And our tolerance of the true faith would go down a little bit. We'll actually... This is not a bad thing. We'll boost the tolerance of the true faith and get the rabbi estate. There's no downside to that. So we'll take that. Sounds great. I'm actually surprised. I would have expected that they would ask us to fire our advisor or something, but no. Ah, here we go. Now it's falling apart. I can tell just by the number that popped up there. So Cairo left. Ancona left, Paphlagonia left, Diyarbakir left, and Cilicia left. There will be more. Achaia, Wasit, Medina, Ephesus, Amman, Lebanon, however you're supposed to pronounce this, Athens, Kufa, Homs, Cyprus. Yeah, everybody's leaving. This entire coalition is gone. So I don't want to start censoring this. We are going to say we cannot control the free word. This is in the Tuscany area. So this is up over here. This does not affect Rome. And this is already converted. So we don't care about the local missionary strength. The local unrest might be a problem. We'll see. But I don't want to censor that because I want the institution spread. So that'll be fine for now. And we can now see this is going to cost us 2,000 gold at this point, if we were to do this. Well, it's not yet in Rome. How much is Rome alone costing us? That's 100 ducats in Rome alone. So that looks fine. It is starting to make its way down this way as well. I do want to adopt this quite soon. We're certainly going to wait until Rome is done. Amon is asking for help with nobles. This would be diplomatic power. Losing to imperial authority is irrelevant. We don't actually have any imperial authority. So we'll do that for now. I don't want to spend the diplomatic power if we can help it. So that looks good. We're going to need to get another set of techs here in 3 years. So we should definitely wait on that. And in Rome, yeah, we're making decent progress on this. That looks fine. The real question is, how's that printing press going? 95.84%. So that's looking phenomenal. Now it's 98.22 next month. We can join a coalition against Machva. That's these guys right over here. So they're like former Zaklumia. Okay. I'm not sure I want to join a coalition against them right now. We'll think about it. We'll think about it. For the moment, 1951, it is now embraced in Rome, which means it should be spreading quite quickly in these two provinces now. So let's keep an eye on that. That's not terribly fast. No. Kyoto fell. How do we know about that? I guess we can just see Hosokawa. Okay. The next question is, why would we care about that? We really kind of don't. So that's fine. Ancona claimed Venezia. Good luck, Ancona. So we're currently at 1,900 ducats that we need for this. We've got time. So I'm not considering at this moment taking loans or debasing our currency or even selling Crownland, which would be the better way to handle it. But I'm not currently considering any of that. What I want right now is I just want to wait. We've got 2 years before we have to get a new tech. And at this point, in the next 2 years, we will likely have the money that we need for this. So that seems good. We should start thinking about expansion up on this side eventually, maybe even out over here into like Tunis. That might not be too bad, actually. If we were to expand up this direction, Corsica, Tunis, somewhere around over here. That's intriguing. We have a little aggressive expansion over there, and I'm not planning on doing it immediately, but it's definitely an interesting thought. So we just lost our treasurer, and that's going to be expensive to bring a treasurer back in. So this is going to cost 6.5. I think for the moment, I'm going to leave this as no advisor, and we're not going to put that money into it. I want this money to be devoted to adopting printing press. So we're about 900 gold away from that right now. And how long do we have? We have about 1.5 years at this point. So that's fine. We just lost an admiral. That was this admiral. And we can roll up a new one. That'll be absolutely a-okay. We may want to start thinking about increasing the size of our trade fleet, but for the moment, I think it's okay. I'm not terribly concerned about that. Interesting. We can just toss money at the rabbis. We don't need to do that right now either. So that's definitely an interesting thing to remember. -2 unrest and 10% production efficiency for all Israeli provinces for 10 years. I'm assuming that's considered the culture, right? But that's still a very big deal. So this is going to be 25.24. Yeah, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. I like it. So our inflation is very nearly gone at this point, and our forts are all mothballed, right? They should be. There we go. So that's all absolutely okay, and we're going to be grabbing... I don't think we want to grab this quality idea, although I'd love to do it. Man. 400 ducats, or 10% trade efficiency, and 10% national tax modifier for 10 years? Oof. I think we're better off to pay it, but that means that I now want to do the Crownlands thing. Okay. We just died, and that's not surprising. We are the new emperor, which is not surprising either, and our emperor is now better. So that's good. I want to come down over here and put in a regular leader here. We knew that our emperor would probably die from putting him in charge there, so that's absolutely A-okay. And our stability is at -1. I'm going to boost it back up to 0. I'm not happy about it, but we'll do it. We're going to protect our trade. Absolutely. We don't care about the diplomatic opinion right now. And I want to check in on the status of this. So we're currently 1 year away. Okay. So this is now 1870.3 that this would cost. I'm just wondering how much of this in the next year would actually get the spread. There's a distinct possibility that Napoli could, and that would be 78 ducats that we would save. Okay. Well, we're working on it. How much do we get from this? 1608. It's pretty good. That is pretty good. I think we'll wait, but we're not going to wait too long. So these are going to be 30% cheaper. Actually, 40% cheaper. So we're going to be very close to having these right away on the year tick. Very, very close. We're saving up for it, and we shall see. So it's now June. We've got about 6 more months here, and we're just banking up money at this time. We can invest in new ideas, but we don't want to do this right now. Drilling is paying off. That looks good. We're just waiting this out. Let's see. An advisor. A skill 3 commandant. Discipline plus 5%. That's 50% cheaper to employ. That's interesting. I'm doing it. So we're going to grab this guy, I think. No, it's this guy. 7.32. That's very, very little. Actually, this is a woman. Okay, that's unusual. I guess it's because of the event. This was the acquaintance of our Empress Consort, right? That's definitely unusual for this time period. But sure, Miriam, you're hired. +3 and 5% discipline for only 7.31 monthly. We'll take it. Phenomenal. So at this point, it is September. And we're just waiting this out. We've got a couple more months here, and we'll be ready to go. Now it's October. An important matter in Sabbath, huh? Okay, so this is that event that has really been causing us some problems. But because we're no longer zealous, now we can just take 100 admin power. In exchange for rabbi loyalty, to be sure, but that's really good. That event is good now. I like it. So it's now November, and we are absolutely going to be adopting this very shortly. So we need to do a sale of titles. The question is, when can we do this? This is going to be a little under a year. Yes. Okay, that's good. So let's go ahead and do a sale of titles right now. No effect on our crownland. That's great. And now we can embrace this institution. So do we want to do this at this moment? Yes. Yes, we do. We're going to get that embraced. But we're going to wait until the month tick here before we take this admin tech. We just became a great power again. Hilarious. And we're going to grab scientific experimentation here. Perfect. Putting us back ahead of time in admin power. We're not there yet for our diplomatic and military tech yet, but we'll have that in September of next year and December of this year, respectively. So that looks phenomenal. No issue there at all. People are wanting knowledge sharing, and Alexandria is our ally. I'm fine with that. Al Said is our ally as well. I'm fine with that too. They're going to give us money for it, so that'll help us pay off some of that amount that we paid to embrace it early. So that seems great. We can celebrate a festival, which I'm delighted to do. There we go. And now, of course, we're just waiting on getting these last couple of technologies here before we are ready to do something else. Depletion of the European beaver from the HRE. Good job, HRE. You killed all the beavers. What'd you do that for? Very rude of them. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're probably going to start thinking about getting belligerent again. I'm thinking about attacking out in this direction next. We'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Aurelio, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.